Hello, friends. Welcome back to another episode of Olympus Chosen. So we have quite a bit of management to take care of before we jump into this episode's scenario. And pretty excited about it, actually. There's a lot of stuff to cover here. So let's jump into it. First, the vote was cast, and for position 1, we will be taking in the Sunkeeper. So, a little bit about her. She is a Valrath, by the way, as her tail and horns would generally give that away. She also has kind of reddish skin and claws as well. Sunkeepers have been trained to tap into long dormant demonic powers and harness them for the purpose of righteousness. The Sunkeeper has an assortment of healing, buffing, and card recovery abilities and is a capable melee fighter in her own right. She works best in the role of a paladin, aiding the main damage dealers in combat while keeping them alive. This is basically the class of my choice for Gloomhaven, so I'm really happy you guys chose it. This is, if I was to play many other role-playing games, this would be the kind of character that I would jump into. She starts off with health of 10. 14 ability cards are available to her at the start, but -3 gives her 11 cards that she can walk into a dungeon with. Starting perks, 1. The number of starting perks any future generated mercenary will receive is equal to 1 plus the highest number of starting perks a retired mercenary had. Her strengths are array of buff, heal, and recovery options. Competent melee combatant uses light to enhance her abilities, so we want to be gaining light as often as possible. Infusing so that we can consume it. Her weaknesses can struggle against groups of smaller enemies, weaker with fewer allies, and rather self-righteous a lot of the time. Yeah, that makes sense. Her difficulty is pretty low, and her perks are melee, tank, and support. So I really, really like this kind of character, this class. Up front with that big hammer, and she can help her friends too. And her name is Electrana. Electrana was the Greek goddess of the sun, her father, of course, being Helios. Something interesting about Electrana is that they used to believe that men would wake every morning due to her, due to the goddess waking them up. So, cool little tidbit about history. And our personal quest, Trophy Hunt, kill 20 different types of monsters, or Goliath Toppler, kill or complete 4 boss scenarios. So you don't have to necessarily kill them, just be part of 4 boss scenarios. And I think that sounds pretty good for her, Goliath Toppler. That should make a lot of sense. You still remember the day that shadow passed over your village. Everyone said it was just a cloud, but you knew different, a dragon. The prospect filled you with wonder. You knew that one day you'd leave your village in search of other rare, majestic creatures, and that you do them the honor of facing them in battle. This is what true heroes do, after all. Yeah, that fits her very, very well. Our reward for this is this. I think it's referred to as Angry Face. This is a new class, and of course 1 prosperity, as always. And because we have wealth of 3, we're able to level her up to 3. And that is what we will do. We also have 1 available perk, plus the 3 that we'll gain from leveling up. So, let's get to this here in a moment though. Let's find mercenary number 2. That is going to be the Tinkerer. Another class I've said in the past, the Tinkerer is my favorite of the starting 6. I think the little guy needs some love. Not entirely sure why people say that he's weak or feel that they don't like them out of the starting 6. I think he's pretty fantastic. So he comes in with an assortment, a whole tool belt of cards of 15 minus 3 would be 12. I think that's the most that I've seen for all of the different classes, I think is 12. Of course, we start off with perk. Difficulty is medium, ranged support. Strengths are decent ranged abilities, effective healer, wide range of options, which is exactly why I like him. He is extremely flexible. He goes into a room and he's actually a very strong character when it comes to controlling a room or several monsters. Weaknesses, very fragile. Not really compared to other classes. He's not as fragile, so I'm not entirely sure why that's a weakness. Weaker in smaller teams. He has trouble opening tight jars. Oh. Alright. And this, I think, is pretty obvious with the name of Hephaestus. Now, Hephaestus, I think, is a pretty well-known Greek god of fire. He's also a blacksmith and a craftsman, and he was known for making the weapons that the other gods carried. In particular, the 3 weapons of Hades, Zeus, and Poseidon. Ooh, I think I already see which one I want. Greed is good. Have 200 gold in your possession. Or the perfect poison. Kill 3 oozes, 3 lurkers, and 3 spitting drakes. I think because he is a craftsman, he's not necessarily in it for the gold, but he is out to create that perfect poison. So we're going to go with that, I think. Creating poison is an art. So many ways to die, so many ways to paint a canvas. You'd be happy with your work up until now, but this will be your masterpiece. There are rumors of exotic creatures in the lands around Gloomhaven. If you could just collect a few samples, then you could craft a poison that will preserve your legacy. Yeah, that is perfect. This is going to eventually unlock the Cthulhu face, and again, 1 more prosperity. Awesome. So I'm wondering now, if I go to do this, yeah, it still says 1 starting perk. I don't think that should be the case because it would be the first mercenary for this player. But this one seems to say that it's the number of starting perks of a retired mercenary. So it's always going to increase no matter what. Now, I'm pretty sure in the board game that's not the case. It stays with the player. So if you did not retire and a friend of yours retired too, then they would gain 3 and you would still only gain 1 when you retire. I'm pretty sure that's the case, but okay, it's a little bit more flexible here. I'm okay with that. Alright, well, let's get to leveling then. Or we could do, let's do a city encounter. We each have 60 gold. Well, Ate has 160. And yeah, let's do the city encounter first, and then we'll go through all of the levels and everything like that. On a trip to the coin district, you catch sight of an old, wiry Valrath carrying a large and intricate vase out his front door. As you get closer, the Valrath begins to struggle with his vase, sweat pouring from his brow. Under the strain, the Valrath loses his balance, and the fragile vase topples downward as he yells a string of curses. Attempt to catch the vase. Ooh, okay, well, we have... First of all, we have the Tinkerer. He's not going to be able to do it. We have the Scoundrel. She's probably doesn't care too much about it, but I don't think she's going to be able to catch it either. I want to say that because it's a Valrath, that the Sunkeeper, Electrana, she's going to run up to save him. I mean, she is a hero, after all, right? Nope. Okay. You race forward and attempt to catch the vase, but it is too much for you. Your grip loosens and the vase shatters into 100 pieces. The Valrath is irate, demanding compensation from you for breaking it. You pay him what you can. 10 collective gold. Well, we just got this money. I kind of want to say that Electrana just pays for it all because she's the one that went up to catch it. We'll make her pay 1 extra. But she somehow convinces the others to provide the help. Alright, well that's an unfortunate way to start. I was kind of hoping to keep all that gold, but probably should try to go to the coin district first, but we were on our way. The event fit us perfectly. We were on our way. So, okay. Let's do some level ups. Practical Plans, a great card. One that is not able to be upgraded or enhanced. As you can see, there are no dots here. But an attack 5 or a move 5 for a 56 initiative, not bad at all. You could pair that with an early or a late card to do a major move or a major attack at any point. So it's not a bad card. Or Unwavering Mandate. One adjacent ally may immediately perform 1 extra turn by playing 2 cards from their hand, and then it burns. Okay, not bad at all. That does make that adjacent ally use 2 more cards, however. So the way that I'm kind of thinking with this is that Hephaestus actually has a lot of cards in his hand. So he might be a good candidate for a card like this. For Electrana to take and use Unwavering Mandate with Hephaestus. Either for, Hephaestus could heal or perform another range attack, or, we'll get to see his cards here in a moment. The bottom action, however, heal 3 at range 2, and if you consume sun or light, you get to make it a target 2. Now, if you remember, in the last episode, I had talked about the enhancements. And in this case, if you were to enhance this card or this ability, you wouldn't be paying extra for the target 2 because it's only needed, or it's only used when you consume. So I really like this ability because you can make it powerful for pretty cheap. It's also, it doesn't help with mobility. You can't move, but since she's on the front line, having her heal herself or someone adjacent to her or two hexes away and then still be able to make a hit or perform an attack is actually pretty good. It's pretty decent. So I really like Unwavering Mandate because it is a very cheap one. You can make it a heal 4, or you can put Strengthen on it, and in that case you're healing yourself and somebody else within 2 hexes away by consuming Sun, and you're strengthening yourself and that other ally, or, you know, strengthening 2 people with a heal as well. And it doesn't cost ×2 because the target 2, as I said, isn't attached to it until you do this. So I love Unwavering Mandate. But Practical Plans, you know, that move 5 for her is really good. Let's take a look at all of her cards. I'm not going to explain each one. Let's just take a look. There's no mobility here, but she's good at strengthening anyway, okay? A little bit of movement, but cautious advance with that shield on top means she's not going to be attacking. However, it can be enhanced to make it a shield 2, which is not bad at all. Brilliant Prayer is a burn and lost. This is permanently burned, meaning that you can't recover it. And as you can see here, one adjacent ally may recover one of their burned cards. If she performs this and somebody else performs a card, an ability similar to this, we haven't seen this one before, so I wanted to talk about it. It's burned forever. I mean, well, not forever. For the rest of the scenario, that is. So you can't recover this particular burned card if you were to perform this ability or this ability. Okay? Both of the abilities are permanently burning the card. You can also just, you know, burn a card, as you can see here. But in this case, we could recover this from our burned pile if somebody played an ability similar to this for Electrona. Power and Command. There's not a lot of mobility here if you're kind of catching my drift, but blessing and strengthening somebody. There's a burned move 5, but another heal. Tactical Order allows you to move, or an ally within range 3 to move 4. Holy Strike, a stun with the range attack on the bottom, burned 2. A move 4, or Hammer Blow. Now she's able to attack with advantage for consuming light. Defensive Stance is the same thing, but you're also able to burn this card. It's for a persistent ability of she will always have shield 1, or you could enhance it to make it shield 2 or something else. But she will always have less, deducting her mobility again. So this is why I'm trying to get here. If you can see where I'm going, a move 5 for her is extremely strong because she does not have a lot of mobility. Just to give you an idea of these ones too. So not a lot of mobility. Practical Plans is a very good card for her. That said, I love Unwavering Mandate. And I think I'm going to take Unwavering Mandate and just find more ways to make her mobile. We can give her the Boots of Striding, for instance, to give her some more mobility. That kind of a thing. That's kind of my thought here. So we're going to go with Unwavering Mandate. I like this card. The heal on the bottom allows her to continue to strike, or we can pair it with Cautious Advance to shield herself and heal herself. So this is kind of what I'm thinking here. So we're going to go with Unwavering Mandate. That top ability is going to be pretty interesting, I think, for Hephaestus. We'll get to what his cards look like in a moment. Alright, first level up. Now we have another one. Burning Flash. And of course, we can always take Practical Plans later, right? Burning Flash. Attack 4, target all adjacent enemies, gain 1 for each enemy targeted. This is also going to infuse light, but it's burned. And another bottom healing card, heal 3 at range 3. If you consume any element, you can increase the heal plus 1 and then infuse light. This is a good one, but another bottom heal ability might not be necessary or as necessary, right? Or mobilizing axiom, attack 4, infusing light, and all allies within range 5 may perform move 4. This is a burn card, and it has a 23. And you can also see here she doesn't have a lot. Well, okay, she has 1, 2, 3, 4 cards with initiative of 30 or less. So she's not extremely fast, but she can be early. And then, of course, she has a lot of late ones as well. 85, 90, and 85 here too, a 72. So she's not extremely early, but she can play early-ish, or she can play pretty late. 23 would give her another early-ish card, though. Or we can go for practical plans. Mobilizing Axiom looks like a pretty good choice. Not only the initiative, but because she can make an attack and infuse sun at the same, or light at the same time, that's a pretty strong ability because she wants to be consuming sun or light pretty frequently. But she also has this, but in this case, if we don't need the heal, let's say we want to just make an attack, that would be better, right? We could have this for a later turn, and then mobilizing Axiom for an attack. But at the beginning, earlier levels, lower levels, she doesn't have a lot of abilities that don't burn and infuse light. So I think I'm going to take mobilizing Axiom for that reason, so that we have an ability, an attack ability, first of all, which is good, which also infuses light, so that we could have hammer blow following that, making an attack 5 with advantage after making an attack of 4. I think that's why I'm going to take it, so that we have ways of infusing light and still performing attacks without burning a card. So we'll take that. Now we have 3 perks available for her. Because she attacks with advantage with a couple of those abilities, there are some ways to make sure that she's hitting even harder. That is, intensify is a good way to remove. If we remove these, sure, that's a good thing, but if she's pulling a -1 and a 2 or a 0 or anything else, you know, it's dropped anyway. I like to bring in brilliance with her so that she can infuse light, and if she is attacking with advantage anyway, then brilliance, this rolling modifier, is going to be added to it whether it's pulled first or second. I'm going to take brilliance for one of them. We still have 2 left. Hunker is kind of a good one. I think we want to take extreme fortitude so that we can take some armor for her. So this is going to ignore the negative item effects and add 2 +1 cards. And I kind of want to take resilience so that we don't see any negative scenario effects either. So I'm going to do that. This way, if she takes a bunch of, if curses come into the scenario, she won't take any of them. She won't be poisoned if everyone starts as poisoned, or, you know, those negative scenario effects those will not be applied to her. Okay, Hephaestus. Stamina booster, a heal 4, range 3. So this is what, if we take this, for instance, and Electrona has a bunch of healing, then we will almost certainly never really need to worry about healing, right? But we don't need to take all of the healing into each scenario between both of them. So we might not take that because we have Electrona part of the team. Bottom ability, one ally within range 3 may recover one of their burned cards. See? There you go. This is why I was saying it. Hephaestus also has these kinds of abilities, these support abilities to help out his teammates. Of course, this is a burned and then permanently burned ability. Or disorienting flash, stun, range 3, target 2, and is burned. This is one card that or one ability that I absolutely love for Hephaestus, for the Tinkerer. To walk into a door, open it up, I guess, walk into a room through a door, not into the door, and stun 2 enemies immediately. Now it is burned, so maybe walking into the last room, but with the Tinkerer, I tend to worry the least amount about burning cards for him, because in particular, like Ate has 9 cards, some start with 8 cards, so starting off with 12 cards, you're kind of able to just burn cards whenever you kind of want, and you're performing some pretty cool abilities along the way. Another part of this is muddle, target all adjacent enemies. So if you start pretty early, you could go in late against some enemies, and then go early to walk away and muddle them as well. And then you can move 2 after that. So I like disorienting flash because Electrona is in our band. I'm going to take disorienting flash, though I think I probably would take disorienting flash anyway. And to kind of show you why I'm saying this, here's a heal. There's a heal. There's a heal. Move to heal your adjacent friends. Here's a burned heal. And reviving shock is another burned heal. Heal 5. With this is another heal 5. So, and then
Potent potables.
on your next 4 heal actions, add +2 heal. So if you really need that heal, Potent Potables is pretty good for that. If you like this kind. And again, you know, starting off with 12 cards, Potent Potables can be burned, and you're not going to feel that impact. So maybe you don't use it right away. Let's say you use it for a move 3 and then rest, and you come back with this card and you make it a persistent ability and use it the 4 times in the next couple rooms. You're not really going to feel that impact of losing that card. So this is a pretty good card. Do I use it? Not very often, but I do appreciate this card. So, alright. Next level up. Tinkerer's Tools. Disarm 1 adjacent trap, or create a stun trap in an adjacent hex. Now this card is great, and people will almost always pair it with Hook Gun. You can go early, or early-ish, that is, or you can go late-ish and wait for them to come to you. Then you put the stun trap out and then pull them into the stun trap while you're performing an attack. So not bad. Not bad pairing at all. I do like that card. And it is also nice. Whoops. It is also nice to be able to just disarm a trap. If you don't need the bottom ability and there's a trap in the way, you can just run up, disarm it, you gain an XP out of it. Great. Crankbow, however, attack 6, range 5. This is a burned ability, but that move 4 is really good for the Tinkerer, because there aren't many, well, okay, proximity mine's a good ability for that movement until you want to throw a mine down. But as you can see, as I'm going through here, there's another move 4. Okay, there's a move 4, but I tend to use the stun more than the move in that case. A burned move 6. So he doesn't have a ton of movement, and to have an ability where the top action is very strong attack card, particularly at high range too, like anywhere in the room he could be standing. He could be using that move 4 over and over and over again until we get to that last room and he says, okay, now's a great time to attack with that crank bow. So I like these kinds of abilities for that reason. Same with proximity mine. Move 4, move 4, move 4. Then you get to the last room, throw down a 6 damage trap. Or you just use this in like the first or second room, and you're not really impacted by losing that burn card. So that said, I think I'm going to take Tinkerer's Tools because of that stun trap on the bottom ability. I really like that ability paired with Hook Gun. It's just really good. it's just really good. So it's just it's another way for him to control the situation. All right. Now, 3 perks. Outburst is 1. I like that. You can get a +3. We don't need to worry about embers. Fire is not, we don't use fire for Electrono or Ate. Confuse, I like this one because you get to muddle. In an AoE attack, you have a pretty decent chance of pulling this. Wound or Lacerate, Hobble are good abilities for him as well. So because he's going to be performing a lot of ranged abilities, I like Hobble quite a bit. Let's take, actually, I'm going to take Resilient. Ignore negative scenario effects. I love this one because I hate curse cards so much. We will then remove a couple 2s, I think, or a couple -1s, and let's throw in a Confuse. Why not? Be more to help out with the controlling, which is what I really like to do with Hephaestus. Okay. Now I'm going to go through these cards by myself, and I'll be right back and choose which cards we're going to take for Electrona and Hephaestus. Okay. Wow. I spent quite a bit of time. Also went and make myself a coffee, so I'm ready to go. As you can tell, or as you can see here, everyone's broke again, and that's because I spent a lot of money. Let's go through character by character real quick. I'll try to make this quick so that we can jump into the scenario and not make this a 5-hour video. Electrona. Picked up chainmail for her. I was kind of going back and forth quite a bit actually with that sword edge mail and the chainmail, but I wanted to spend money on some other things, and I don't really think that the sword mail for the what is it, the extra 3 retaliation, or it's used each time and you gain 1 retaliation each of the 3 times. It's good when it's paired, and I'm not necessarily going to go for a major retaliate build for Electrona, so I figured it'd be better to spend the money on some other things at this time. We can change our mind later, of course. Legs, got the boots of striding for her, as I had discussed before. And I picked up the minor mana potion for her because I think it's going to be better than a healing or stamina potion at this time, where she doesn't have a lot of free or non-burned abilities that produce sun or light. So this mana potion is going to do that for her. She can create any element. It's almost always going to be light. So this will make her abilities more powerful. Okay. As you can see here, we don't care about this because of extreme fortitude. Next is, and ability cards. I've taken Unwavering Mandate and Mobilizing Axiom as expected. I also took Daybreak. And the three cards that I dropped, Daybreak being an X ability card, I took this one because it consumes darkness. And I'll show you why that's important. But it's also a move 2, which keeps her mobility going, while also producing a bless for one adjacent ally. That's going to be amazing with Ate. But we've dropped Lay on Hands because Protective Blessing, I get it, this is amazing, but since I'm bringing in Daybreak, I wanted to bring in Daybreak for a couple reasons. I'm going to be dropping Protective Blessing, which also strengthens one ally. But Ate's already pretty good about strengthening herself, or being strengthened. And I'll get to Hephaestus here in a minute. Brilliant Prayer, I dropped this one as well. Don't really need another heal 5 on the bottom as an ability, and I just didn't want to take this at this time. Maybe I changed my mind later, but just gonna drop this one altogether. Hephaestus. Let's do the cards real quick. I'm dropping Proximity Mine, which is kind of a bummer because of that move 4, but I do have a move 4 with Ink Bomb anyway. And this is a top ability, is burned when used, so I'm not too worried about a lot of mobility for him, when we will always be able to move. We'll always have at least one of those move 4s. But yeah, mobility will be fine for Hephaestus. Even though I'm bringing in Disorienting Flash and Tinkerer's Tools, you can see here that this is always going to be a move 2 regardless. So it doesn't matter if I use it for the ability or for the default. It's just always going to be there for a move 2. So I'm not as worried, I guess, about mobility for him at this point. But I also brought in Reviving Shock, and this is kind of why I didn't want to have 2 heal 5 burned as bottom abilities, because I already have one here. And he'll be able to use this attack 2 at range 3, targeting 2, over and over again until the end, or a very important part of the scenario where we do need a heal. But I didn't think we needed like heal 10 as bottom abilities between the two. I'm dropping Energizing Tonic basically for that same reason. I don't really need to have another heal 5. If I do, then this one is a pretty good one. It's low initiative or fast initiative with either a lot of move or a lot of heal for its abilities, but they're both burned. Harmless Contraption, a healing in the bottom again. Come on, there's a lot of healing. I have Restorative Mist, Reinvigorating Elixir. I'm not worried about healing at the time. If I feel like I need a bottom heal, then Harmless Contraption it is. And Proximity Mine, dropping that move 4. I think I was talking about before. Okay, Hephaestus, his gear, Eagle Eye Goggles again. So I'm not too worried about the Strengthening and Bless, although this is really nice. Daybreak does that as well, and there's also Purifying Aura, which will do the same thing too. So here's a Strengthen, here's a Bless, so I'm not taking that for that reason. And because we both, Hephaestus and Date, have ways of strengthening themselves. And Weighted Net in order to help control the situations in the rooms. Then, last and not least, I did 2 enhancements for Ate. First is Single Out. I had 50 extra gold, or 57 extra gold left over, and I figured this would be a really good one to put a +1. This makes it always an attack of 4, but if there's an adjacent ally, it makes it an attack of 6. Pretty good. And I use Single Out for the attack very, very often. Every single time. I very rarely use this bottom ability. So Single Out is a major melee ability for her. Let's make it a bit stronger, right? And the other one, which was very expensive, but is going to be extremely worth it, and another reason why I didn't need Strengthen here, is Hidden Daggers, Invisible Self, and Strengthen. So she will be able to go invisible and strengthen, and then for that turn and the next turn is when you lose strengthen, she will be able to make attacks. Throwing knives, she could pair with hidden daggers, going invisible and then doing attack 2 strengthened. And flurry of blades. So she could do flurry of blades and hidden daggers, and then in the next round do something like single out or throwing knives and be strengthened for that attack as well. This one was 100 because it's a level 3 card. I will go and show you that real quick. Okay, well, it's not actually original price minus 50%. Oh, okay. I was wondering about this. So it actually said in the last episode, didn't it say that you would gain all of your coin back? Was there an update? That's strange. But okay, I can live with that. You gain 50% of your original price back. That's a little bit better. Makes you not want to just buy and sell all the time. But hidden daggers, I'll show you with this one, I guess, with the move. So it says the card level is 75. The base cost is 30 for a +1 to move. And then the card level is 75. So it's 25 per level above 1. So 2 would make it 25. This would make it 50. And of course, Flurry of Blades we already saw is 75. So the higher the level, the more expensive they get. So keep that in mind as well. But I do appreciate that they seems that they dropped it. Maybe I'm misremembering. But anyway, this is an extremely powerful. I don't know if I've actually done it before, but I saw it and I had the money and I thought, yes. And the last thing I'm going to do is Amulet of Life is this. I just want to go through these really quickly. We've already seen the Chainmail, but we just picked that up as a level 3 Gloomhaven item due to the Wealth 3. We now have Jagged Sword, which adds wound to a single attack, and you get to reuse this after a long rest. And Long Spear, which is really cool. It's like Skewer from the Brute. You get to change your single target melee attack into a Skewer kind of action, also attacking the enemy directly behind your target. And we've picked up Major Healing Potions, which is a heal 5 instead of a 3. And the Moon Earring during your turn, refresh all of your spent items. That does not include that X right there. So you're just refreshing any item that has this here, which is pretty cool. Still, I'm just saying, it's just it's not exhausted, it's spent. Okay? All right. Let's get to the scenario. Ooh, that was pretty long. And I think what I'm going to do is jump into Gloomhaven here and take on abandoned sewers. Find the dark force poisoning the city. It's within Gloomhaven, so we don't have to worry about a road event. It is a core quest. We have to kill all enemies in all rooms, and those enemies are, we have two new ones here. A giant viper. Kind of squishy. A lot of movement. Not a lot of attack. But they do have a lot of poison abilities. Oozes. These are the fun one. If you've never played Gloomhaven before, I urge you to to jump into ooze levels immediately. They're just so much fun. You'll see why. They do have kind of moderate health, low movement, but range attacks, and they also come with shield and an ability, which we will almost certainly see. And we've already seen Vermling Scouts. So, I'm hoping I don't see the ability, but if you know what oozes are in any other game, you probably know what's about to happen here.
From the center of the Silent Bridge, a city guard points you to a grating underneath the west side. That's the best way into that hellhole. Good luck. It takes a bit of climbing, but you eventually make your way down to the grate, which has been twisted and broken over the many years. You light a torch and step inside, following a narrow path up a slight incline, avoiding the stream of brown liquid running in the opposite direction. After a few minutes, the path opens up into a series of branching passageways. You start to look around, deciding on which way to go, when hissing sounds echo through the stonework toward you. You hold fast to your weapons, straining to see multiple slithering shapes approach.
Snakes. The giant vipers. Okay, fast healer. Your health at the end of the scenario is equal to your maximum. Or zealot, have 3 or fewer cards. Let's go for fast healer. I think that's a pretty decent thing to go for her. Layabout, gain 7 or fewer experience, or straggler, take only long rests. I like it. Sadist, kill 5 or more monsters, explore, reveal a room. Let's go with sadist. I'm not sure if it's going to happen, but let's put some pressure on her. She needs to show off for the new ones. There we go. Okay, round 1. What are we looking at here? Okay. Very, very green. Lovely, lovely place here. So, you know what? I was expecting a negative. Does everybody have that perk? I don't actually know if we can see. Huh. Yeah, I don't know. I was expecting like poison or a bunch of curses because we're running through sewers. So that was kind of part of the reason why I chose those perks immediately. But oh well. We have difficult terrain, bunch of water here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 normal giant vipers and 2 supreme elite giant vipers. And these are the buggers back here, swords and spears and arrows sticking out of them. These are called oozes. One of each. So they do come with quite a bit of health. And at higher levels, they come with quite a bit more health. Some more difficult terrain here as well. And we've got a door to a T-junction. And then another door in the back, or another room in the back there. Alright, let's see what we can do. Round 1. And up first is Ate, of course. With Smoke Bomb to pull the Elite Viper into here and single out for an attack of 4 plus 2 is 6. Keep in mind that the difficult terrain is negated. It's not pull 2 movement points, okay? It's just pull 2 hexes. That's it. That should kill it, in theory, but we'll see what happens. Then the Tinkerer with Toxic Bolt, and apparently that's it. I'm going to go with Disorienting Flash because all the other cards are too good. So we'll take a move 2, and I don't even know if I'm actually going to be able to use it. So we'll just see. Yeah, Toxic Bolt and Disorienting Flash will move somewhere and make an attack and poison. Not entirely sure who that's going to be, but we will see. Then, Sunkeeper. I'm blanking on your name. Electrona. Man. Electrona going at 23 with attack 4, but important, bringing in light. Let's try to keep that going. Tactical order to move 4. So this space will be open, and I'm hoping that 23 is fast enough that we don't have to see any attacks from them yet. And it is good. So as you can see here, they are poisoning during their attacks, and as the hounds do, they add +2 if you're adjacent to an ally. This is going to be a very punishing round. And then they're also going to be attacking with poison too. Very punishing. So maybe we don't want to move all the way up. I really don't like that I'm going to have to throw away all that movement. Okay, well, let's try to kill you. There we go. 1 down. Yep, that's it. Man, okay, so what I could do is if I move up to here with this, then I could poison like one of them, but then he's going to be attacked. At this time, nobody is going to be attacked as long as by these two, the oozes. But you and you, because we have this this in the way, there's not a lot of incoming damage. Unless I move over here, then there's a lot of incoming damage. So I think what I'm going to do is... Whoops. I think I'm still going to move up because we have ways of healing. I guess it doesn't matter. We're going to move up here. Okay. I think I clicked that somehow. I don't know if that just starts on sometimes, but let's see here. You're gonna go here. You're gonna go here. So all of these aren't going to make it, but they'll basically cross. I think I want to attack you, though. Oh, I could use this to make sure that I don't get an attack from you, too. That's actually not a bad idea. But I'm pretty sure that one's going to be dead anyway. So I'm going to attack over here. And yeah, we're not going to use the weighted net or that. Just lay some poison on it. So that basically negates the shield. Okay. Well, let's see about killing you now. Good. Another one down. I still kind of want to be up in their face, even though there's a lot of incoming damage. But I don't think I want to... So I don't want to take all of that damage, right? If I go here, we're only going to be taking a couple hits from these two. And at least they get to pick up some gold. So, I mean, I still get the Boots of Striding, I guess. It's kind of a bummer, but... we have light ready for next round. Okay, no damage, but you are poisoned for this next attack. Okay, another -1, I'll take it. We can mitigate some of that. Okay, could have been a lot worse. Could have been a lot worse. Round 2. Now, I can't make it over there, because they're all in the way. And that's bad. That's very bad. Okay? First up is Feistus. With Restorative Mist at 17 to remove those poisons, or that poison on Electrona. And a stun shot to stun something. Electrona at 65, going pretty late, but I kind of want some grouping to go on, and I just want to wait until they move around. We'll go for that major attack, an attack of 5, and Daybreak for the movement and blessing somebody. And then Scoundrel is going to go 90 with Flintlock to pick up that loot, and Backstab moves 6 to jump into this mess somewhere. Got some really good ideas for our next round. So they're going to do the same thing as before, and this is exactly why I want to be in that mess. So I'm glad I did this. Oozes, while they do summon another new ooze, they do suffer some damage with it. So it's kind of similar to the cultists. They suffer a little bit of damage, and then while they summon. However, this is backwards. The cultist will summon and then suffer 2 damage. So they will always summon and then potentially die from the summoning. These oozes might just kill themselves before they summon an ooze. So it's a good thing to time for. The same thing, though, is that they can't summon into difficult terrain, or if there was loot here, or an enemy, or anything, they have to have an empty hex. An empty normal hex. So, what I'm going to do, knowing that these guys are about to deal wicked amount of damage, but the good thing here is that this one's going to attack you. You're not adjacent to anybody. And then I guess this one will move here to attack her. So they're only both going to receive 1 blow there. I'm going to stun you so that you can't summon. Now that means that you won't suffer damage, but I'd rather just not have to deal with another one. They do come in with the same amount of hit points as the parent did. So when this one, if this one is to summon, it would take 2 damage. It would go like here, and then both of them would have 4 damage because this one would have suffered 2. But I'd rather just straight up not have to deal with that. So it's not going to summon anything, And then this one can't summon either, so we'll go with that. And we dealt some damage too. That's cool, because it's poisoned. And we're just going to kind of shuffle around a little bit. And confirm that action. So you've been healed, sort of. Fantastic. I mean, you're poisoned again, but yeah. I guess I knew that was happening, but ooh. Luckily, that wasn't pulled on her. All right. Well, let's use this attack onto you then. It will be at advantage, which is even better. Cool. 6 damage, not bad. And we'll do the same thing. I'm going to skip movement. I'm pretty sure I can still... Okay. I wanted to make sure... I know that these are 2 different actions, but in the past... I think there was something, but it's not working that way anymore. Okay. We'll confirm this. You don't have to move, and then you get to bless. Right. But one thing to keep in mind is if you don't move, at least this is the way it used to be, if you move, if that's like a move 5 and infuse darkness, let's just say, then if you don't move, you don't infuse. It used to be that way. I don't think that's the way it's intended, but I don't actually know. Septimus Tavi, I'm sure you'll hear this. You can let me know. All right, thanks. Do we want to bring in light for the next round? I don't think so. Okay, let's use this. We're going to jump right back into here. No, we're not. First, we're going to loot. And then, we're going to jump back there. Is that where I want to be? I think so. So we'll skip the rest. Actually, let's go one more. Alright, let's stay right there. And I don't think I need any of these cards. Nope. Not yet, anyway. Because it was stunned, obviously he's not going to perform any of the action or the ability, so we won't take any damage. But he also won't bring in another ooze. I'll take it. Round 3. And we're back. There was a big storm that just rolled through, so I decided to stop the recording before I lost it. And shut my computer off. Because that tends to be an issue when major thunderstorms roll through. But it's passed. And I'm back. And first up is Ate. So, we're going to do that thing here. Flurry of Blades after we go invisible and strengthen ourselves. Pretty excited to see this happen. Should be able to attack here, here, and probably here. I'd like to maybe kill all 3 of them, but I don't think I'll be pulling that many. Oh, I did not bless myself. Yeah, I ran out of money before I did that. Okay, that's fine. Kind of forgot about that until now. Something that I've noticed, actually, is the difficult terrain has disappeared because I reloaded, I guess? Keep that in mind, I guess. Try to remember that. I hope it either comes back, and I hope that if there is water in these rooms that it's actually showing up, or difficult terrain, I guess I should say. Okay, Sunkeeper, Cautious, Advance, and Holy Strike. I'm not sure which way I'm going to do it, but in either way, I could move 3 and stun if this one does end up dying, or I can move 2, maybe not, and just shield myself, because most of these attacks are going to be hitting her anyway, so we'll see how it's going to work. And then 34 with Reviving Shock and Enhancement Field. If we haven't killed more than half of them by the time it gets to his turn, we should be killing more than half of them on his turn. I was trying to kind of get before this Electrona with Enhancement Field, but we don't really need it. I kind of wanted it for this, and we don't need to move anyway to make those attacks, so we'll just do it like that. Okay, those oozes are going to be doing some punishing attacks again, and the giant vipers are, well, at least they're all going late. So we should be able to handle most of this, but we will be seeing some attacks by them too, so time to go invisible. And strengthen. Man, that's going to be awesome. Something that I did not say about this, but that I thought about earlier and now I've just remembered, is by putting it on this card here. And what I've done in the past is put it on Smoke Bomb itself. And while that's great, you're not able to use it again. You've burned it, and it's gone. So in this case, you could, what I've done is, you go invisible, you become strengthened, and then on your next turn, for your big attack, that's going to be ×2, you are strengthened, so you're pulling advantage. That is great, and it's fairly cheaper. It's half the price than putting it onto Hidden Daggers. Okay, so by putting it on here, I can use Smoke Bomb, and then at a later time use single Hidden Daggers to become invisible and strengthened, so that I can make that attack right now and make it ×2 thanks to Smoke Bomb, or I can wait until the next round. So that's why I put it on here. I had the money, and it's going to be I'll be able to use it more than once. And Smoke Bomb, I still don't know if I'm going to make that big attack next turn. I mean, typically you do, because you want to be making that big turn, so you're getting ready for that big turn. But this way I can be more flexible about it, and I get to use it more often. So that was kind of one of the things that I was thinking about when I pulled that. So with the advantage, we'll be attacking here, we'll be attacking here, and let's attack back here. You can notice that I wouldn't attack this one or this one at advantage because they're adjacent to me. So I would be attacking at disadvantage typically, but because I'm strengthened, it's just a normal attack. So let's make these 2 attacks, or these 3 attacks here. Fantastic. Okay, good work. Oh no. Okay. I mean, okay, that's perfectly fine with me. That means we're free to move through, and that's where I want to be, right next to it. I can take Hidden Daggers again. You see how powerful this is going to be? I'm not sure if that's what I want. I mean, I could take it and then go Swift Bow next round. But I'm thinking of let's take Single Out back. so that I can get that big attack against one of these oozes in the next round, or maybe not, maybe in a round later. So this, this is changing in Frosthaven. I don't like that change all that much because it's gotten rid of the flexibility, but what's going to happen is there's going to be, instead of this dot here, there's going to be like a hex, a square, a circle, a triangle, that kind of a thing. And then these stickers are going to match that that kind of shape. So you can't put a square on a circle kind of deal, right? And that way you can't, they're going to limit where you can put strengthen. Putting strengthen on the bottom of a, like on a bottom ability allows you to be this crazy and breaking the game. But honestly, just don't put a sticker, or don't allow a sticker there. If you want to keep the flexibility but not break the game, then don't allow that kind of stuff to happen by don't putting a dot there. Instead of saying, no, you can't put that kind of sticker, but you can put this kind of a sticker. So now it's like, okay, I can only put a +1 here. I don't know. It's a bit of a rant, and I apologize, but I just really don't like the fact that they're removing the flexibility of the whole thing. So what I'm gonna do here is, I think I want to move up and just stun this guy with a Holy Strike. My other option is to walk up and shield, although is a good option. I do have 2 more uses for my chainmail, but there's still quite a bit of incoming damage. And most of it would be on him, wouldn't it? Okay, so what I'm going to do is just move up to here. Yeah, so what I'm thinking here is, that's number 6, number 5. What number are you? You're 5. You're 6. And you're 10. There we go. Okay, finally. So this one would go first, but likely going to be dead when it gets to his turn. Then this one would attack her, and I guess this one would move over here. Okay, so it's not that bad. They're all going to be attacking her instead. So I think what I want to do is, I'm going to do it the other way. We're going to move up to here. Skip the rest of that movement, and I'm just going to hit you instead. Perfect. So you see here, 2 health. Now I don't really have to worry about you at all. If you pull that split card, basically, the split ability where it would take 2 damage and then form 1 mirror image of itself, it would die first. So that's kind of a good way to kill them. Bring them down to 2 damage and then forget about them. However, they do heal, so that can be a problem. I'm thinking of using my ability down there, or my mana potion, for hammer blow. But I think I'm going to pass because I still have that, so we'll skip. Okay. So we'll use that. Enhancement field, and we can make an attack here and here. And I could go for the Eagle Eye Goggles to try to save a bit more. Let's go for it. Why not? Ah. At least it's muddled. See, so because you pull those 2 and you're if you pull a rolling modifier and a non-rolling modifier, like an actual attack modifier card, then they just get added together regardless. So at least it's muddled. I'll take it. And that worked out pretty well. I'd say that worked out really well. That hurt. Okay. Yep. Okay, round 4. So first up at 32 is Electrona with Powering Command. Let's use that Strengthen to our advantage again. So we'll be going before her, before Ate, so she can make an attack 4 with Strengthen. That sounds good. And then it will get to... Oh, and then Dazzling Charge for that heal to remove that poison and also infuse light. 36 is Ate with Swift Bow and Throwing Knives. I think we're going to be using Throwing Knives and Swift Bow for... I guess I was considering the movement, but this is difficult terrain over here. Yeah, we'll see what happens. Then 37, Tinkerer. Hephaestus. Reinvigorating Elixir for a heal, so a poison will be removed, and then we get to heal. And then Hook Gun, I'm just going to burn it for... Maybe I'll burn it for loot. I don't know. You're going to be going last, so... We'll see how many are dead when it gets to your turn, and if there's enough loot on the ground, then I'll use it. I don't know yet. But I don't want to be using that move 4 until I know that I'll be able to move. And I don't really see another option. So, we'll see. Let's see what happens here. So they're going early, attack 0, attack 0. They are immobilizing. They're going to not move, perform a loot, and then heal themselves. That's the problem. But because this one is poisoned, we won't have to worry about it healing. Of course, that's what both of them are going to do. So probably want to be killing them quick. Yeah, no damage. That's good. Okay. Yeah, so let's have you attack. Now, who do we want to attack? I think we want to attack you. ×2 and a ×0. And let's heal ourselves to get that poison off. And also infuse light. That's important. Now it's the scoundrel's turn. I'm kind of considering to make an attack on this guy. That would drop more loot. But I think I'm going to... I think I'm going to do this instead. Let's move up to here. Picking up some loot, of course. And we'll make these attacks as is. Darn. Yeah, that's what I wanted to pull over there. So as you can see, you know, we haven't shuffled her deck. After pulling that ×2 and the null at the same time, we only shuffle the modifier deck at the end of the round. So if you do get rid of these, or get rid of one of them when it's not your turn yet, and then you get a turn later, like this very rare situation, you know, you can see what's coming up and have a better guess of what's going to happen. So I knew there was going to be a +2 in there, and I was hoping for it to be there. So, okay. Anyway, end your turn. Tinkerer, yep, we'll heal you. And a loot for 9 gold. The problem is I can't get anywhere to like pick up others. So I think I'm gonna use it. 9 gold is pretty good. 12 would have been better. It does get rid of hook gun, I know. But hey, 9 gold, I'll take it. Okay, we're pretty low now. I think what I'm going to do, though, is... I think I'm going to go for Unwavering Mandate for those 2 heals. And 21, just so that I can kind of punch this one. Punch, and then heal. That'll get rid of that poison and continue healing yourself up. We'll go early here. We'll probably end up taking that against you. It'll just be an attack 4. But, hey, it's better than nothing, I guess. And then... but in this case, let's go 47 and Ink Bomb. So we can go 1, 2, 3, 4. Because that's difficult terrain. So if it's not dead, we can punch. Hoping that it will be dead at that point. From the attack of Electrona and Hephaestus. It should be dead after those 2 attacks. And then he can move up. And we'll see what happens. So, yep, it's going to take 2 more damage, but because he's cornered here, difficult terrain, and Ate won't be summoning, but it will still suffer damage. Attack 0, poison target all adjacent enemies. Ooh. Yeah, so we definitely... I'm hoping that it's dead from that. Ooh, I don't want to move. So I will just make this attack here. Let's use Poison Dagger, and I'm still going to use Eagle Eye Goggles because we will be taking a long rest after this, so I might as well use everything I've got. I did use Eagle Eye Goggles, right? I just pulled 1 card, though. I mean, I pulled a good card, don't get me wrong, but... Okay. And we're not going to move. Okay. Use this to heal and heal. So as I said before, you put a strengthen right there. You just strengthened both of you, and you don't have to pay double because it's a target 2. It's pretty cool. And we brought light back in too. Perfect. I don't know if it's going to be usable, but but hey, not bad. Okay, round 6. Long rest. Long rest. And we can still take a couple turns there. So this is going to, well, it's not going to move, and then it's going to perform an attack against him, Hephaestus, with disadvantage because it's adjacent. Okay. And we'll just keep moving here. Even though it doesn't matter, but it's a little bit closer to the door. There's the door. And we really need to get you healing. Okay. Oh, you've already fulfilled sadist. That's fantastic. I kind of just forgot about all of these things. Take only long rest. Okay, you're the one that needs to take long rest. For some reason I thought it was Ate. I think I'm wanting to drop throwing knives. I was considering backstab, but I'd really like that mobility, particularly with a lot of difficult terrain. I'm assuming there's going to be more in here. Flintlock I'd like to keep, and throwing knives has that loot too. But this is kind of nice against the giant vipers and also the Vermling scouts that we haven't seen yet. I don't know if they're in this or this. I mean, I'm pretty sure I know where they are, but we'll keep it that way. So yeah, let's get rid of throwing knives. I have other ways for attacking. Yep. I always have the hardest time choosing a card for the Sunkeeper because I like them all. I'm thinking Dazzling Charge, but I don't like that idea. Cautious Advance could be a good one, but I want to use that shield. And yeah, Purifying Aura. Even though this is really nice, you know, we've seen that she can handle herself. Yep. Okay. That might be a card I end up dropping for a different card, actually. So, we'll just have to see. Okay, round 7. Up first is Ate at 12 with Smoke Bomb for the movement, and single out for an attack here. That should do it. I might even use my Eagle Eye Goggles. Not sure. Then at 23, Cautious Advance for Electrona and Tactical Order for that move 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Or I could use Boots of Striding to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4. It's going to do the same thing. And then Cautious Advance with that shield and the chainmail. So we'll open up the door with her. And we're taking a long rest with the Tinkerer. Feistus. Alright. It's a push ability, poisoning all adjacent enemies. Oh, push and poison. I was going to say, if you push, then there's nobody to target, but push and poison. And then an attack 4 at range 2. This is a really cool ability. It's not good for us, but it's pretty cool. I'm thinking of using the Eagle Eye Goggles. And that was a really good idea. Oh boy. The problem here is that the way they show the modifiers is the one on the left is always the one that they take. And then the one on the right is the one that is dropped. That wasn't the case. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's... I haven't seen a one on the right, the modifier on the right, actually being chosen for the attack with advantage. I've never seen that. The same thing goes for Muddle. It's always the one on the left. So I have no idea. Was it the null first and then the +1? We will never know. Let's move up here though. Just gonna pick up some loot. Okay, I'm happy I don't need to use my boots of striding yet. So let's move up. And I can still, like, use my boots of striding if I feel like this isn't a good place to stand. Ooh, okay. What's happening here? Move 3, attack 2 at range 3. So there's the scouts back there. They're gonna go 1, 2, 3. And then 1, 2, 3. And then a range 3 attack would look something like 1, 2, 3. So if I was to stand here, she'll be attacked by that one. It's not a big attack, and we'll have plenty of shield. I'm not worried. But 1, 2, 3. But I don't want to. Maybe I don't want to use all of my shield immediately, because then these are coming into it, doing some attacks. That's going to go here. If I do move in one more, but then this one can't reach. So actually, I think I'm okay. And then that one, let's keep going. I'd rather use my movement when I got it, so. Yes. Now the minor mana potion could be a good thing against with hammer blow or defensive stance. Now I know, hey, I see this, but I want to make it across this before I use that, because this is all difficult terrain. It's going to take me 1, 2, 3 turns to get through this. If I have to walk through it now. So I'm gonna hold off on that. I need to be able to move through this. When we walk in that last room, maybe I'll take it. But I knew there was a lot of difficult terrain, so I didn't really want to deal with it now. I think I'm gonna pass on it again because I do have that attack that infuses it anyway, so. Oh, did they just have a move of 2? Huh. Okay. Times 2, huh? Okay. I guess I forgot that it would move through this first. Oh, you're back there. I see you now. Okay, we want to get rid of... I'm thinking we get rid of Tinker's Tools because we got rid of Hook Gun already. I'm not going to be able to use this. And it's going to be very difficult to use that in this kind of environment. So Tinker's Tools it is. And I'm okay with losing that. Alright. Alright. Round 8. And first up is Ate. With Flurry of Blades at 3. Where we're going to move in. Gain advantage on all your attacks this round. Remember that. And then a swift bow attack against maybe this one. And we'll be able to, we'll move into here. Alright. 17 for Hephaestus. Restorative Mist, move up. Remove that poison with a heal 1. And then Reinvigorating Elixir for a heal 3 after that. And then Mobilizing Axiom for an attack 4, infusing light, and then Empowering Command, one adjacent ally may perform attack 4. So this is going to be the same round. So Ate will be able to attack this one with advantage again. This does mean, however, that they'll be going pretty late. She'll be going pretty late from now on until she rests again. Oh, okay. So from here, you won't see anybody, so that's good. And from here, you will only be able to see her with that attack 1. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep. They're not moving, so that just means these two will be attacking, not major attacks, but poisoning, which is great because he's going to move up and remove that poison afterward. Problem is that they are going to be gaining a shield. So there's that. And then they aren't moving and we don't have to worry about them. Great. I was very worried about them, but not anymore. Skip the movement, but gain advantage. And let's use Swift Bow. I'm still thinking of attacking here. Yep. That way when she does attack with that shield there, there's a better chance of her actually killing it. Don't worry about healing yet. Oh man, these things are super annoying. Okay, no damage, but poisoned. And that couldn't have worked out better if I had tried to plan it that way. This is going to remove both of the poisons now. That is perfect. And then we'll heal you up. What a guy, huh? He's great. And as you can see here, Flurry of Blades is still active. Gain advantage on all your attacks this round. So we'll have her make another attack here. Ah! Oh, come on! How many zeros? Okay, I mean, I get... Oh no, that's not you. How many zeros do you have? Yeah, you still have a couple more. Alright. Alright, that's fine. Now, do I actually just make this attack, or I should probably make this attack here. Okay, good. And that infuses light for the next round. But as I said before, it's kind of an issue now. We're going to be going late or uncontrollable at this point if we're using these initiatives. My goodness. Round 9. First up is Ate, as usual. Backstab. I'm just going to perform the default attack and hidden daggers to make sure that it kills this thing. I don't know. I figured that's something to do. So we'll be okay for the next round, and we can just either go late with a move and a flanking strike, or a flanking strike for the move and then just and do like a normal hit. We'll just see what's going on next round. And then Hephaestus with stun shot and disorienting flash. We're gonna move up and stun somebody. I'm hoping that they aren't performing that split ability, but if they are, then we can stop one of them. This one's already stopped because it has nowhere to place. Oh, look, it does have water. I just remembered. And look at all that. The water came back. So I think it was at the end of the round, maybe that's what happened. Huh. I didn't even notice it came back. There it is, though. Yeah, disorienting flash. We'll just move up to here and then stun somebody. And maybe we'll stun this before we walk up if they're not doing anything too crazy. And then 57, dazzling charge for a heal and infusing, because we're going to heal and consume again. We really need to work on healing. Don't have to worry. They're doing the thing, but we'll be able to stop 2 of them from from splitting. And then the Vipers are going to move. Maybe we can think of something else to do, though. Alright, let's go invisible. She's doing her own thing over there. We'll perform that attack. Great work. So now we don't have to worry about that major or the additional attack because of there's no more adjacent enemies or allies in that case. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Another thing I could do is just walk into here and then do like a stun with disorienting flash, stun and stun. And that would stop both of these from splitting, and it would keep that one from splitting too. But it would keep a lot from happening. Otherwise, it's going to be you that's going to be attacked by this, and it's an attack 2. No, it wouldn't be too bad. Even if they pull a ×2 or a +2, it would still just be 4 damage, but I'd like to keep you alive. It'd be nice. And this would burn another card, and he's already burned 2. Now, as I said before, you know, you don't feel the impacts of it, but you don't want to burn them all too early either. You know what? Let's do it. We're going to move into here. Here we go. And I'm going to stun you and you. That's going to keep damage to a minimum and keep them all from spawning. I think that's great. Okay. Oh no! Okay, now you're too far away for this to happen. So I'm still gonna do it, and I might as well use this because it's still gonna give me an XP. So I'm gonna heal myself and you. I mean, I don't need to choose another target, but... And then I'll use this to heal... I kind of want to just continue healing myself, but I'm afraid of what's coming next. So I'm going to heal him, actually. So I healed both of us for 3. And infused light. That's important. There we go. Cool. Well, round 10. Okay. Ate. Flanking strike. We're going to be going early because I want to be dealing some damage quickly, I think. And I also kind of want to protect him a little bit. These aren't really big enemies, but at least she has like full health. She has leather armor left over. So we'll just see. She's gonna run over here though with the flanking strike and her boots. And nope, that's definitely not what I wanted to do. Yeah, so I'm gonna do it the other way. Whoops. We're gonna go flintlock, go late, and then find out if I can use flanking strike. I think that's the way that I'm gonna do it. Okay. Tinkerer, flamethrower for the shields, gonna shield himself, and anybody else that is adjacent to him. It's an aura, so basically anybody that's any of his allies that stand next to him at any point will also gain that. And toxic bolt for a poisoning ranged attack. 65 is Electrona with defensive stance and daybreak to bless somebody. Okay, well the giant viper isn't doing too much. It's not doing anything actually, because we don't have to stand next to it. they're gonna just run around and loot, and they want to split. But again, we don't have to worry about that, so they're just slowly killing themselves, and then there's this one that might be able to split. So, I'm thinking of attacking here. Let's try and deal more damage against that, yeah. How many more cards you got left? You got a couple more. So we'll keep the eagle eye goggles, and I don't need to use that. Okay. There we go. 2 more. And I don't need to use this. I'll do it anyway, whatever. I'm not going to move anywhere anyway, so I might as well just do something. Yeah, so you can see there's kind of an aura around him. You can barely see. There's a line that goes across. I think that's easier to see there. So yeah, anybody standing next to him will be affected by that. Oh boy. Here they come. You gonna steal that from me? Well, unfortunately, you don't have anybody, so I'm gonna do this. Let's pick up that loot, and then I'll bless you. Mostly to bless you, right? But I'll take some loot too. And then I'll make that attack here with advantage. Super. Pretty happy about that. Do I want to bring it in again? I don't think so, because I might take that stun and a move. So if that's the case, unfortunately, I can't use the winged shoes to get over here unless I do this. Then of course I can. And if I do that, I guess I could maybe attack that for an attack 2 or something. Undo. Or I could move over here and then make an attack on one of these. I think I'm going to do it that way. So let's do it that way. I can make an attack on this. Ooh, you know what? This is a good opportunity for that. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, that was perfect. Yeah, unfortunately you summoned another one right there. That's fine though. I do like the like particle effects. How it goes through the wall. But yeah, okay. So I've heard of this house rule, and I think I used it once just to kind of try it out. And when they split, one's poisoned. Why wouldn't the other one be poisoned? It kind of makes sense. I wonder if there's ever going to be a mod out there that does that. Or maybe there is already a mod that does that. When the ooze splits, whatever is on the parent ooze, the child ooze would also take with it. I don't know. I guess while I'm talking, I could do this. Do you want to... You're fine. Let's just take a long rest. And you definitely need to... Reviving Ether sounds good with Enhancement Field. Another aura, so I could move over here later to use that aura. I think that's good. Okay. Huh. Luckily, he does get to go first, but they do want to back up behind them and then perform a ranged attack. I wonder if this one's going to want to go that way or if it will go this way. Oh, only the elite. Okay, so you can't move at all. They're not going to move. And that's a pretty hefty attack there. Okay, well, let's use this. And I'm thinking I'll probably end up using that too. Maybe we want to make some attacks against these now. Let's make an attack against that one and maybe this one. What are we going to do after? You're going to walk up and stun. So you could just walk up to there and stun that one. So I'll attack that one then. And maybe... Oh, and you are poisoned, so that's probably a better one to attack. So let's make these two attacks. Fantastic. Good job, Tinkerer. Or Hephaestus. Yeah, that's perfect. Ow. There's just so much poison in this episode. Okay. So yeah, let's move up. I'll even move over to here. And then I'll make an attack against that to stun it. Okay, never mind. All right, buddy, you gotta live through this. That's not good. All right. These are two cards that I kind of want to use. I guess I'm gonna get rid of Net Shooter in this case. All right. That is unfortunate. I think I'm kind of okay to drop Backstab now. No, let's drop Smoke Bomb. Alright, round 12. I think I want to take a long rest. You, unfortunately, this is not a good time to take a long rest. And I could do the thing where I do this with single out and try to kill all of them. But I've got a +1, a few +1s. I could pull this, and it would basically, it wouldn't kill any of them. But if I pull this or this with any of these, then like you're dead. Potentially, there's good chance for killing you, but maybe not you. No, definitely not you. Okay, I figured it out. Ate is going to be heroic and use Backstab for the move 6 with her boots to jump over here. And in that case, she will be the target of any attacks from these two, as long as they're not targeting more than one. And I'm going to use single out to kill the most menacing one. Well, attempt to kill. I guess I do have Eli Goggles, I can use that again. This one's just always going to kill her anyway, but I'm hoping that both of them aren't going to be attacking two. Okay, good. Okay, that's perfect. That is perfect. So we can just jump right on over there. And I'll use this to just kill you. To very kill you. Good job. You're my hero. Alright. Well. We will be dropping. I'd like to use this. I keep using it for the bottom and I always fall into that trap, but the top ability is super strong. To be able to pick up 3 discarded cards, even just 2, you know, that's a stamina potion. That's a very good stamina potion. So the healing is necessary. Okay, Daybreak it is. I think putting out blessings is just gonna have to end. And you're gonna remove that. Okay. Yeah, now I'm a little bummed out that I've been burning cards, but we'll be fine. I think Flame Shooter, you're gone. Or Flamethrower. That's it. Alright. This time we're seeing Hephaestus up first at 17 with Restorative Mist and Ink Bomb for that movement. We're gonna get away from this mess with him. Then 23, Mobilizing Axiom and Tactical Order for, you know, moving and attacking again. This is going to bring in Light, which is going to help me in the next round. It's kind of an important one. While also doing damage. Great card. And then Swift Bow and Hidden Daggers. I think I'm going to do this one more time. I'm not sure who it's going to be against. Yeah, that is exactly what I did not want to see. Okay, so this, we need to kill you. Although you're going to heal, you're not dealing any damage, but let's get out of here. And heal. I kind of want to just continue healing her because of her battle goal, but also she's going to be the one probably opening that door and going ahead in. Okay, come on here. Nope. But that's fine. So what I'm gonna do is just run away, kind of, and Ate, you're gonna deal with it this time. Alright? Okay. We're gonna be going invisible. And I'm just gonna use the default attack here because it's going to die regardless. Yep. I could have pulled a 0. Okay. Nothing from you. Round 14. Okay. Getting a little bit nervous. Getting nervous. This is a big room. We're running low on cards here. So, Ate going first with Flintlock and just walking away. She's being a pain. But she wants to still be kind of in the way of an attack that might happen with that. So she's going to go early, but she's just going to pick up this loot and then move over here. I guess 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is all she's going to be able to do. That's not very fun. Well, oh well. That's what you get for picking up loot. Toxic Bolt, so we will be making an attack, and then Enhancement Field just to move up. And then Electrona with Empowering Command. We're going to pick up 3 discarded cards from the Tinkerer's hands and then heal them up too. Or heal herself up. I'm not entirely sure. We'll figure that out. Okay, good. You're going later. So pick up the loot. And move over to here. Let's see about killing you. I could use my goggles. I'm not going to. There. Didn't need it. Good. Now, I was considering to use this instead, and I'm still kind of considering it. But the problem, it's not a major problem, but it would basically, if I get 3 more cards for Hephaestus, that would give him 1, 2, 3 more turns. And if I give him just 2 cards, it would give him 1, 2 more turns before he needs to rest again, which will very likely be a long rest. What would the cards be? We have a stun. We have a heal. We've got this. We also have a major heal. We could just run in and exhaust later. It's okay, but it might be what I do with him. But to be able to go 3 more turns before might be good, because she's going to be resting now. She has 1, 2 more turns before, and we're probably going to be opening that door ASAP. And then there's also... Yeah, you know what? I think instead of healing both of us, I'm just going to heal myself. And I'm going to give him 3 cards. There you go. Little buddy. I'm thinking Toxic Bolt, this and this. We already have Reinvigorating Elixir, so we don't really need Restorative Mist as well. We'll go with that. A very powerful card. Round 15.